Let me try this again. I just did it once and it deleted. So this is chapter 2, day 4 notes. We're solving multi-step equations now. The goal is the same, to get the variable by itself on one of the sides of the equal sign. So remember, the sides are made by the equal sign. Difference is now we're going to have to simplify either one or both of the sides. So here on number 1, we can see that the right is not simplified because we could go ahead and combine these like terms. So we have 4 equals 8. 6n minus 2n we could change into 4n. So now you can see we're at a two-step equation. So we're trying to get n by itself. So to move this positive 8, we would start by subtracting 8 on both sides of the equal sign. So 8 minus 8 cancels. 4 minus 8 is negative 4 equals, we have on the right hand 4n. So we're still trying to get n by itself. He's being multiplied by 4. So we would divide both sides by 4. The 4 over 4 cancels, so n is alone, and n equals negative 4 divided by 4 would be negative 1. So we're just adding another step here that you have to simplify one of the sides first. So here on number 3, we'll go down here to number 3. The equal sign divides it up. The left is obviously simplified because it's just one term, but on the right-hand side, I could distribute. So I have negative 96 equals, I would distribute, 6 times 8 is 48. I would keep distributing. 6 times 8x is positive 48x. So you see I went from a multi-step equation, now I've got a two-step equation. So to get x alone on the right, to move this positive 48, I would subtract 48 on the right, which means I also have to subtract 48 on the left. 48 minus 48 is 0. Now, I'm even going to go ahead and use my calculator. I'm going to set a good example here. I would suggest you do the same. Negative 96 minus 48 is negative 144. Not worth making a silly mistake and getting that wrong, not using the calculator. Right-hand side, we have 48x. So now we're at a one-step equation. What's keeping x from being alone? It's being multiplied by 48. So the opposite of multiplying by 48 would be to divide both sides by 48. So the 48's cancel. That gives me my x alone to equal negative 144 divided by 48 is negative 3. So our answer is x equals negative 3. Awesome. Let's go on the other side here. So it's not a side for you. It's just a different slide for me. Let's look at numbers 5 and then we'll do number 8. Those are the two more difficult ones here. So looking at number 5, again, the equal sign divides. That's a great straight line. I can see the right is definitely not in simplest form. So I have 332 here on the left equals, I'm going to have to distribute. That's not going to affect the 4x. He's out here in front. So we have 4x. 6 times 7x would be positive 42x. And then 6 times negative 6 would be negative 36. Now, in the other ones, we were simplified after doing just one thing. Not so much here. We have like terms now that we need to combine. So we have 332 equals 4x plus 42x would be 46x. We still have the minus 36. So now we're in that two-step equation format, right? But it took us 2 steps to get there. We had to distribute and then combine like terms. So now to continue to get x alone, to move the minus 36, we would add 36 on both sides, right? What we do to the right, we have to do to the left. So that's gone. We have what? 368 equals 46x. So now we're at our one-step equation. To get rid of a multiply by 46, we would divide both sides by 46. I'm going to use my calculator. 368 divided by 46 is 8. So I get 8 equals x. All right, speaking of 8, let's look at number 8. 7 and 6 are not as difficult as 8, so let's go there. Again, it's the equal sign that divides it in half. The right is obviously not in simplest form. So we have 114 equals, I would distribute, negative 8 times 4n would be negative 32n. Negative 8 times 1 would be negative 8. The minus 6 doesn't get distributed to, it's outside the parentheses, so he stays minus 6. But I can see after I distributed, I had like terms that I need to combine. So I have 114 equals negative 32n. Negative 8 minus 6 would be negative 14. So there I am. I can see now on the right-hand side, nothing left to do to simplify. I'm in that two-step equation format. So to keep getting n alone, to move a minus 14, I would add 14 to both sides. So that gets me at 128 equals negative 32n. So now I'm at a one step. To get rid of a multiply by negative 32, I'm going to divide by negative 32. So the 32's cancel out. That got n alone. I'm guessing it's negative 4. Let's see, 128 divided by negative 32 is negative 4. But I'd always want to use my calculator to double check. Don't want to miss it just because I'm stubborn and didn't use my calculator. There you go. That's a lesson on solving multi-step equations. Take care.